Hello, I'm David the Collector, and I'm at an exciting art opening. Today we are at Matthew Brown Gallery for the opening of Alfonso Gonzalez Jr. As you can see, it looks like I'm standing in front of a liquor store, but in reality, this is a detailed painting made by Alfonso to capture his hometown of LA. So as you pull back, you can see how from the distressed wall to the perfect detailing of the realism of the advertisements, everything looks like it would just look if you were in LA yourself. Boyle Heights maybe, State Street, who knows? But you can tell Alfonso's from this city and represents it really well in this art piece right here. It really comes alive and takes as a piece of Los Angeles and puts it inside of this gallery. Alfonso Gonzalez Jr. captures the reality of the moment and puts you inside of it. So today we are here at State Street Liquor Store enjoying the arts. I'm standing in front of the other largest painting in the show. This is a beauty salon as opposed to a liquor store. You have all of the key elements that Alfonso tends to bring to his paintings. You have the portrait of the three women sort of showing off their hairstyles. You have the distressed nature of the background of where you would actually see this art located in Los Angeles, from the concrete to the brick to all of the little postings. I love the Minnie Mouse character. It sort of represents every single element that Alfonso has brought. One of the really cool ones is sort of the red, white, green fading of the color here, representative of sort of the Mexican culture that comes alive in LA. This is literal canvas, even though it's made to look like paper. You have the distressed concrete, sort of the topical that's been added. Over here you have the brick itself, sort of the textured brick. This is a cool reference. Our Mutt is what Duchamp used to sign some of his latrines. So a reference to sort of the new age of modern art. That thing is a painting in and of itself. I love this piece. Another staple of Los Angeles culture is the catering truck that follows around construction crews and everyone in LA selling tacos of the like to everyone. The food from these trucks are hands down some of the best food you can get in LA. Don't scoff at sort of the overall appearance that you might see. Instead, just dive right in. So I love this wall. This kind of shows off some of the signs that you see. Alfonso made a really cool sign for the opening as well that you can buy in an edition form with a signature. Underneath the signs though, all painted on canvas that you would see on other paintings of storefronts, there's concrete, molded concrete with the 420 that is funny, and then if you zoom in and pan right here, you can see Alfonso even signs his name. I really, really like this bench. I think not only does it have sort of the forefront painted on, the graffiti all over here, but you can tell that this was a handcrafted piece of concrete molded for this purpose. You could come sit down, take a break during the show itself, but again, this is like a moment from within LA taken and put somewhere else. This cigarette is sort of like how people will ash in LA. This has been glued into this spot, so it can never be moved, to just represent sort of a live version of this bench that hasn't even been cleaned. This is another really cool one, the realism of LA. You have the fire hydrant and sort of all of the other markings that make LA what it is, with the graffiti and sort of everything else that comes alive within the work. So here we see a scene straight out of LA. You have the aftermath of a sideshow, all of the roads sort of being donutted, and then you have the police helicopter. And if you live in LA, you know how prevalent these police helicopters are, sort of creating a nuisance for this otherwise serene neighborhood. The palm trees sort of showing off what it really feels like to be in LA, and then there's always that drifting devil sort of coming in and ruining all the fun. There's tagging, and then the chemtrail going through the sky, the for rent sign. This is a really cool piece. This is sort of like an element of actual LA that Alfonso has made and brought into the art gallery. He's sort of obsessed with all these storefronts. One of the key elements of the storefront is one of these machines for children so they can come spend a quarter, have a fun time while their mom or dad is shopping. I think this is a really cool piece, and you can see a physical version of it. And then if we move back over here, we can also see the painting version of it too. So it shows again how the elements from the real world meet the painting world. It all forms into one. It's all part of the practice, and the references sort of come alive even more in the painting once you know that the physical is real and exists and you can see it yourself. So I think that's really cool.